Hey, yo guys, this is Jared, aka the Saint of Sins on Xbox Live, bringing you some more MLB thoughts for April 12th, 2012. And as always, in the background, we're bringing some more Cleveland Indians versus the Toronto Blue Jays on MLB 2K12 on the Hall of Fame difficulty. Yesterday proved to be absolutely disastrous for me and my picks, as I only managed to get 4 correct. That means out of the possible 15 matchups, I got 11 wrong. Hopefully this will remain the only time I go this poorly. My record now sits at 42-44. Seeing as in my last video I overanalyzed pretty much every matchup, we're not even going to bother with the analysis for today's matchups. Simply put, here they are. Tampa Bay finishes up in Detroit as Jeff Neiman takes to the mound to face off against Drew Smyly. I'm rolling with Tampa Bay in this one. Cincinnati at Washington kick off their series as Matt Latos takes to the mound to face off against Gio Gonzalez. Both men are looking for their first big showcasings on the season for their new teams, but I'm siding with Gonzalez to get his first. Los Angeles wraps up in Minnesota as Dan Herron takes to the mound to face off against Francisco Liriano. A quick note, yesterday I had lost my mind because I believed that this series was taking place in Los Angeles when I broke down Jarrett Weaver's numbers versus Carl Pavano's. For that I apologize for the mistake, as clearly I really wasn't paying attention to what it was I was reading. In any case, my pick is still going to be with the Angels. Seattle wraps up in Texas as Jason Vargas takes to the mound to face off against Derek Holland. I'll be rolling with Texas in this one. The Milwaukee Brewers will be looking to finish off a 4-game sweep against the Cubs before heading out to Atlanta as they send Zach Greinke to face off against Cubbies' Matt Garza. I'm going against my better judgment here and predicting that the Cubs will avoid the sweep. And after yesterday's 34-hit game parade, the Rockies and Giants will look to finish off as Madison Bumgarner takes to the mound to face off against 49-year-old Jamie Moyer. Once again, I'm saddling up with a Giants victory. Mark Burley and the Marlins will look to finish off their series with the Phillies against Joe Blanton, hopefully with a victory. With the series split in San Diego, the Diamondbacks look to finish strong before heading to Colorado as Ian Kennedy takes to the mound to face off against Anthony Bass. Sign me up for a D-backs victory. And finally, in Los Angeles, Pittsburgh looks to wrap up against the Dodgers as Jeff Karstens takes to the mound to face off against Chris Capuano. Once again, I'm going against my better judgment and picking Pittsburgh to avoid a sweep. With my picks out of the way, let's move on to other news around the league. Ozzie Guillen will continue his 5-game suspension, which was handed to him on Tuesday after his comments in Time magazine about Fidel Castro. Ozzie was quoted as saying, "I love Fidel Castro. I respect Fidel Castro. You know why? A lot of people have wanted to kill Fidel Castro for the last 60 years, but that expletive is still here." He has apologized profusely and even spent an hour at a Miami press conference fielding questions. This wouldn't be the first time that Guillen has said anything positive about the Cuban dictator, as in a 2008 interview with Men's Journal, Guillen, when asked who's the toughest man you know, responded with Fidel Castro, going on to state, "He's a bull dictator and everybody's against him, and he still survives, has power, still has a country behind him. Everywhere he goes they roll out the red carpet. I don't admire his philosophy, I admire him." So what's changed in that time? Simply the location. Back in 2008, Guillen was still the White Sox manager. Now that he's in Little Havana, an area populated by Cuban heritage, now there's suddenly an uproar. What I find comical is now Bud Selig, commissioner of baseball, has come out and supported the decision to suspend Guillen, even stating that, quote, "Guillen's remarks were offensive to an important part of the Miami community and others throughout the world, and have no place in our game. I've promised myself that throughout the MLB Thoughts series, I would never curse, but I'm so tempted to break that rule just now, just because Bud Selig has the audacity to say this now, but not back in 2008 when Guillen professed similar thoughts. This is a joke." Selig continued this joke by further stating, "As I have often said, baseball is a social institution with important social responsibilities. All of our 30 clubs play significant roles within their local communities, and I expect those who represent Major League Baseball to act with the kind of respect and sensitivity that the game's many cultures deserve." Again, I'm very tempted to break my own rule here and swear. To put it lightly, Selig is a moron. Some may try to link this back to Marge Schott, the late owner of the Cincinnati Reds, who back in the 1990s made inflammatory racial remarks and made endearing comments about Adolf Hitler. She was suspended from her ownership duties for a season. But I'm failing to connect the two dots here. Before, Guillen was able to say these things about Castro and receive no punishment. But now that he's in charge of a different team and in a new location that happens to be populated heavily by Cubans, suddenly there's an uproar. Personally, I think the 5-game suspension is a joke. I think an even bigger joke is any cries for Guillen to be fired or have to resign from his position. If his comments in 2008 didn't warrant any kind of punishment, I don't see why in 2012 he should have to suffer any kind of penalty. I also fail to see how his comments could be in any way offensive, but then again, I'm not Cuban, so maybe this is going beyond my own scope. This isn't the first time that Guillen has said anything outlandish, and I doubt it will be the last. If this is news to the Miami area, I hate to break it to you, but this is the bed that you now have to lie in. Because I can't wrap my head any further around this situation, I'm just going to end it right here. So that's going to do it for this edition of MLB Thoughts. I will see you guys later. Peace.